three lifelong fans created to have a place to talk comedy and pro wrestling. Now, our comedy podcast releases every Tuesday, while our wrestling podcast releases every Thursday. We release bonus episodes under the moniker Working Fans Presents every now and then. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, any major podcast provider. The important thing is just please like, rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen to us. Now, we have started a new thing. We are now on Amazon and Audible. So those episodes release every Monday. And that's kind of going through the archives and just releasing our old episodes in a new area. So if you want to live through the process with us again, take that journey with us again, you can find us over on Amazon and Audible. Now, if you can't get enough of us in the audio form, check out our YouTube. It's youtube.com/C/Working Fans Wrestling Pod, or just search Working Fans Podcast on YouTube. We have the whole archive is up there. And if you listen to the Working Fans Podcast, you are more than familiar with the 531. That is our signature segment where we take your top 5 lists on a particular subject, vote it down to a top 3, and then debate it down to a top 1. Now, guys, if you want to hear 3 guys talk shit about comedy, wrestling, life, anything, you will enjoy the Working Fans Podcast. Fans, welcome back to Working Fans Saturday, episode 36. Since fans have started returning to the arenas over the last couple weeks, we wanted to look back on cinematic matches, and this week we're going to be doing a live 531 on top cinematic matches. Now, I will be joined shortly by the man they call Dave and AJ Strangebrew. Before the show starts, please share, tweet, retweet, do whatever you do to get the word out. But before I bring the guys in, I'm going to play a couple of commercials from our podcast home, our podcast family, The Buzz. We wouldn't have been able to make it to 36 episodes without these guys. And if you like our show, you're going to love RSH, Josh DeBoard, Chuck Winchester. You're going to love Between the Pipes with Archie Spagnolo. You're going to love the whole gamut of shows. But here's where to find them and how to get in touch with them.
Get the Lambo car, house in the hills with the stars. Told you I'd raise the bar, told you that I'd go far. Baby, it's crystal clear. I'm not a souvenir. I'm not an accessory, I'm a necessity. So come and check me out now. I'm a necessity, so come and check me out now.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready and the opponent. The crown heavy and every minute is chosen. A path only fit 4 kings. And you don't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by a locksmith. On the block, throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look. The top dish, tie game. Through the pressure as the clock ticks. Cross with a step back, hit a shot, swish.
Fellas, how are we doing today? Back for Working Fan Saturday. Everybody's in the house.
I feel like I just saw you.
What is up?
Yeah, man. I like that intro, by the way. Shout out to Archie, though. Maybe we're on Saturday now, bro.
I know a lot of things have changed, but we keep it up there. You know how to find us if you like us. But
Yeah,
When do we start on Saturdays?
all good, all good. I noticed it for the first time. I'm like, oh shit. And hey, we're going to war.
Hey, Joe even got a haircut for this shit. So
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, before we jump into today's topic, because it is hot as hell outside. Another thing that was hot as hell was ROH Best in the World 2021. Dave, I know you saw it. AJ, did you get a chance to check it out?
I did. I checked it out.
All right, now guys, what were your top matches? And what did you think overall of the presentation of them coming back?
Any match with Jonathan Grisham is my top match. That guy's fucking awesome.
That was a hell of a match.
Yeah, Gresham and oh god, not Bennett, the other guy. Oh yeah, it was Bennett. Yeah,
It was
Taven.
Bennett.
Yeah, Taven. Well, Bennett and Taven are almost interchangeable to me. But
Yeah, how do you guys like Taven with the
That's
beard?
that's what his wife says. Hey,
yeah, I was really happy Bandito won the title, and I was also happy. I was telling Joe off there that like Homicide gets another run with a belt in Ring of Honor with Chris Dickinson. So to me, those were some of the highlights. Yeah, one thing I was gonna say with Joe, like I wish they had more fans there. I feel like part of that was just the Maryland Athletic Commission being a little behind and everybody not really like
the Maryland, that Baltimore, Maryland freaking Athletic Commission.
Remember what they did to Luger?
Has been causing us problems for 40 years.
Yeah, I feel like that was 3/5 of the crowd. Like there were people there, you could hear them, but it still looked more or less visually on the screen like it has. So that was a little bit of a drawback.
It looked
was
like
a little different than what we saw on Wednesday and on Friday.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out, man. Those shows rocked. Like even WWE, like we don't, but that was a good SmackDown. Hell of a job. Vince made me laugh with his one little second of where the hell you been, and then walked out. And
Dude,
AEW has been
the pop
on
that
fire.
Edge got, freaking absolutely insane.
Yeah, Edge was. Oh man, yeah. The Mysterios, Edge, everybody was just getting monster pop, especially in the beginning of that show. And
The AEW crowd was as hot as you would expect them to be.
and on a side note, I know we're gonna be going into stuff. We don't always talk news, but fuck, man, those guys got a little over 1 million this week against the NBA Finals. And their show grew as time went on. So big ups to them. Great week. Really happy.
40% of the key demographic. 40%.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We got the
Awesome,
return to crowds. We got a lot of wrestling last week. Obviously, Randy knows what's up. Tonight is Impact Slammiversary. Next, the GCW homecoming shows that includes Matt Cardona versus Nick Gage. Guys, there's a lot of wrestling on the table ahead of us, but I think maybe just past us, maybe we'll get some more top cinematic matches. There's been a lot of good ones over the past year when it became a necessity for wrestling, I would say.
I mean, we got Money in the Bank coming up on Sunday, and last year Money in the Bank was done cinematic at WWE headquarters, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
So
Rey
it's an
Mysterio got
thing.
thrown off the roof.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, not one of my prouder cinematic adventures.
No, that didn't make my list.
No, I didn't make my list either. But
I wonder if it's going to make any list. Are you going to kick us off tonight, Dave?
I'll kick us off. Yeah, I got Final Deletion. Matt Hardy, the Impact days. I think this really was like kind of the thing that really started kicking off cinema matches back in the day. Whenever that was, what was that, 2017, 2016? Maybe even longer now. But
I want to say
Wait a minute,
2017.
Matt Hardy's 2016.
it was
wow.
2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. So, I mean, to me, like, you're going to have cinematic lists. You got to have one of Matt Hardy's creations.
Yeah.
out there.
Final Deletion you're talking about was 2016.
Yeah. So I definitely want Final Deletion in there. I have to include these next two just because I felt like they saved WrestleMania last year. The Boneyard match, which I think everybody agreed was really good, and the one that was really polarizing, the Firefly Funhouse that people either loved or hated. I just thought it was so creative, it was something different. I wouldn't want to see it all the time, but for what it was, and it's never really been one exactly the same like it. I enjoyed that. Stadium Stampede. I thought AEW. I'm talking about the original. Just fucking knocked that out of the park and said, you know what? Hold our beer, WWE. This is how we do it. I love that one. And this one, you might argue isn't even really a cinematic match, but I'm gonna fucking put it in there for a reason. I'll explain. I'm gonna go old school. We're going about
You son of a bitch.
96. The Hollywood parking lot brawl, Goldust versus
good
Rowdy Piper. Okay, and
That's definitely a cinematic match.
because
It
it
had
happened
card
in the
cases in it.
backyard. Yeah, and we even did we simulated an OJ Simpson car chase throughout the thing. So to me, even though it finished in the ring, it still ended up being mostly a cinematic match. And
I was
that
upset
makes
because I
my
almost thought you had one of mine, but that's not it.
That's
Would
not
that
it, right?
have
That's
been
fine.
the first cinematic match?
I don't know.
First
I was
cinematic
thinking,
match may have been Terry Funk and
you got to go with the Jerry
Jerry
Lawler.
Funk
I thought
hit
about
Jerry
that.
Lawler. in the
That
empty
didn't make
arena.
my list because I didn't think there was any real it was no fans, but there wasn't I think in cinematic you kind of want something maybe on location or something. But yeah,
It was
I
on
thought
location.
that
It was in
too.
an empty arena.
Fuck off
That is
that.
a good one. Shit.
And Lance Russell was there.
I thought about it. I didn't think it made the criteria. Maybe I'm wrong. I do like the addition though.
I think it
That's
was.
funny. We didn't think about that because I thought about. I had the same breakdown we just did as a team. I was like, would the parking lot brawl have been the first one? And then I thought, what about Jerry Lawler and Terry Funk? I'm like, I don't know if that counts, but you went with it.
I think it would because it was it was on location at the Coliseum, but
It's not my only one like that. I
Okay.
also have halftime heat from Super Bowl 33.
Yeah.
Mick Foley and The Rock.
Now, hold on,
as
though.
the
Let me tell you a little difference between those two, though. See, this is where I talk. In that one, though, where basically the finish is basically Mick Foley is hitting The Rock with a forklift, and they're putting a pallet jack on. I just think maybe there has to be something that you couldn't do in a normal match, possibly.
It would be very hard in a normal match to make the crowd believe that it got blacked out by getting a freaking wooden spike shoved in your eye.
Those two pros could do it. How dare you?
Yeah.
All right, continue on.
But since I've done two of them, I'll keep going.
Yes.
I've also got Final Deletion, which is why I knew it was 2016. I've got Wyatt Family Compound, which was also 2016, which led to some bad blood between the two of them because it was basically a ripoff of Final Deletion.
Now that was the one with New Day, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then I've got Tag Team Apocalypto from Impact Wrestling. I thought that was very well done. That was also with the Hardys when they were actually as a tag team in Impact. And I thought that was very well done. And I put that in over the Boneyard match. So fuck you, WWE.
The Rock and Roll Express made her.
I was going to ask, what's the year on the
Rock and Roll
Tag
Express
Team
made the cameo in there.
Apocalyptic?
Crazy Steve was insane in that match.
And then I think was there a lake, the Lake of Reincarnation? Was that
It's
in the
been in
Final
all of
Deletion?
them, I think.
That's
has
been in
it, yeah.
every single one of Matt Hardy's.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying
That's
to
how they
remember.
bring back these past stars.
Well, I know. I remember that's where Shannon Moore and
Hurricane.
Helms did the 3 count gimmick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I'm going to give you my list last. I've got Fight on the Farm, Mark and Jay Briscoe. I think it's all the talk this week. And it is one of the better cinematic matches that I've ever seen. Like, there were a couple not believable spots, but if two people can make a cinematic match believable, it's these guys. Like, when he's on top of the camper yelling, "What you gonna do, jump?" And it's like, yeah, what if he just moves? So then he joins him there, throws him. He's jumping off shit that they jumped off 20 years ago.
I think it was very well done. I just think that the 12 people who saw it probably really enjoyed it.
And well, that's another thing I was telling Dave. ROH does such good production. Like that video looked real. Anything they did during the pandemic, like the way they presented that Pure tournament, they just don't have enough eyes on it. And that's the biggest shame of it all, really.
Dude, those of us that love ROH, we appreciate it and we love what they're doing. They put so much quality into it. They just need a bigger audience. I don't know why they're not getting a bigger audience.
Shout out to RSH too.
Yeah. But
All right.
to finish up
Always
my
a
list,
shout out
I've
to
got
RSH.
Firefly Funhouse with Bray Wyatt and John Cena. I've got the Ball for a Ball match from Talking Shop Mania 2, Sex Ferguson versus Chad Too Bad. This was on the lower end of cinematic matches, but just like I believe this is the one where they had the "It's Still Real to Me, Damn It" guy come out during it. They just threw everything at the wall, and it was funny as hell. But number 4, I've got the Final Deletion, and number 5, I've got Tag Team Apocalypto because
what
they
Fuck
did
you, Boneyard match.
having all those
He had the
Impact
Firefly Funhouse
talent
though.
and people come back. I thought it was just great.
Or should I just want to make a point because AJ,
Yeah, I hated the
believe
Firefly.
you would like
Funhouse.
the Boneyard match better than the Firefly.
I did like it better than the Firefly.
But I think based on our popularity here, I think we got to put both Matt Hardy's deletion, tag team Apocalypse, and I think the Firefly Funhouse will probably get booted, but I think that would make the third spot.
I was gonna say that was the third spot. Those were the 3 most overlapping, and we'll boot Firefly Funhouse because it's gonna be neck and neck between Final Deletion or Tag Team Apocalypto. Did you like the Hardys versus each other, or did you like them teaming up?
I actually like the tag team better. Believe it, even though it wasn't on my list, I just forgot to put it down. So
breaking news.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tag Team Apocalypto, much better.
Yeah, I like that there's more cameos and stuff in that one. That's what I enjoy.
That's right. I brought props.
And seeing the Rock and Roll Express, I think that was early on when they were kind of like returning to the major spotlight before they hit like the New Japan shows and things
Those
like
kids have a future.
Now, guys, now that we got more minutes, what's got you excited in wrestling for Slammiversary?
Man, I'm very curious to see who Deonna Purrazzo's opponent's going to end up being. I mean, these mystery ones are good. They kind of hinted at Chelsea Green, but they've also hinted at Chelsea Green being
in the
Matt Cardona's tag partner, right? Which would make more sense. So that's got me excited. You know, what's going to happen with Omega and Callahan too? Like, I kind of feel like the Omega Impact, AEW Impact relationship is kind of on its way out a little bit. I could be wrong, but there doesn't seem to be as much mention or focus on this. So it does kind of make me wonder, does Sammy win the title tonight?
I think he is. I think he's going over.
But in doing that, I think that means that we're probably not going to see much more of Omega in Impact because I don't.
Which I'm all right with because I actually like his character more in AEW than I do in Impact.
But you know what's funny about that though? We don't have Kenny working in front of fans too, though. That's part of the appeal of Kenny. By the way, and I know you asked about Slammiversary, but AJ's got me rolling here a little bit off topic. Omega. Let's talk about AEW just for a second. I want to bring something up because I like it, and when I like something, I want to talk about it. So, all right, AEW Dynamite, fucking Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. First off, best storyline I've seen in a long, long time in any promotion. Like this idea of this guy with his self-esteem struggles and finding, it's like
they've
almost
been drawing this out for over a year,
and it's almost so fucking wholesome. But it's still like it still connects everybody. Like this group of misfits he finds who support him, who I would have thought get the fuck away from the Dark Order. But now I'm like, all right, I love all these guys. And like the crowd is so into it.
This was the closest he's ever come to saying that he's a part of the Black Order. I mean, the Dark Order. Yeah, sorry.
The Dark Order. And like Omega, such a great shit heel. I popped for that line where he's like, they're not going to be saying cowboy shit. They're going to be saying belt collector, which is so hard to say. And it was so ridiculous and it was funny. But I just found myself rooting for Hangman and like, I'm so excited about this, and AEW did such a good job. So to AJ's point, yeah, I'm a bigger fan of Omega. I'll tie this all up in AEW. I like what they're doing, and for that reason, maybe it's time to end the AEW Impact relationship, at least in terms of Omega. I'm not saying you can't have a little crossover from here to there, but maybe Omega needs to be back on AEW
It's
more.
done what it was supposed to do. It gave Omega a chance to say, yeah, I'm the belt collector. I got all these belts. And then it also put eyes on Impact. So it did what it was supposed to do, but it's not something for the long term.
In fact, I'd really love it tonight if we get a Hangman Page run-in. And Hangman Page actually evens the odds, and that's maybe what causes Callahan to win the title. That fucking crowd, I don't know where they are tonight, but they will blow the hell up. Especially you play that Hangman Page fucking music. Oh man, I'm telling you right now.
Wait a minute, are you guys watching this tonight? Live?
We do not know yet. I do not know yet.
Dude, I'm gonna put you guys. I'm gonna put you guys in on this right now. If you come up with a plan and you're watching this live, I will come down and watch this motherfucking show with you guys. I will get done with the NEW show tonight. I will get done with the live shows that I'm watching tonight, and I will come down and watch this show live and in Technicolor. We'll put the band back together, and we'll watch this live together.
You'll be getting a late invite from me. We'll find out. Game time decision, baby. Game time decision. Personal life. Oh, Randy Oscar.
Randy's in too. Dude, Randy can come down. We can all four of us sit down and watch this. Dave, what do you have going on that could possibly be better than this?
What don't I have going on? That would be the bigger question. But I will let you guys know as time goes on. We're going Broadway. Now, to answer backwards question, AEW Impact crossover at G1 Climax. Yeah, I like to see Carl Anderson go over there.
I have a feeling Dave's other plan might involve a climax.
Oh man, I hope so. But
now,
I don't think it'll be that good.
Talking about is if Kenny Omega cuts his run short with Impact, it's fine because, like you said, it's lived its purpose, and I don't mind talent still crossing over, but I don't think that Impact necessarily needs him. Omega can go get a belt elsewhere. There's an NWA
He's
belt.
got him.
Get one.
He's got him. He can let somebody borrow one.
Go over to New Japan, but like. Satoshi Kojima came into Impact, and that was awesome. We've gotten other people crossing over. If Hangman showed up, that would be awesome.
It would be. I'd love to see it tonight. That would definitely really light that show up. But we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, obviously that matchup, the main world title match, and what's going to happen with the mystery partners. I'll tell you what. It's one of the few things I'm still a sucker for in the wrestling business age. I like a good mystery. Doesn't always plan out.
I thought you were talking about Tony Storm's ass.
A lot of times it doesn't pan out.
Hashtag main roster ass.
But
yes, how is she not on SmackDown yet? That would have popped the crowd.
Oh, that ass should be on SmackDown.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, SmackDown, man. I guess we'll talk about whatever we want. That was a good show as well.
I was about to wrap us up here, man. We're at that 22-minute mark.
Dude,
you got plans. I got plans.
I got plans right now. That's later in the day. I can talk all
how
night.
are Shotzi and dude? What the hell happened to the team of Ember Moon and Shotzi? How is it Shotzi and Knox?
You know what? First off, shout out to Mike Knox, former ECW WWE alumni.
You know they look up names for no discernible reason.
No, but I think they're gonna get over. I think that little tank and shit on the main roster. They're gonna sell some fucking toys.
They got 2 wins versus the champs.
Yeah, baby. Natalya and Tamina, old school Tamina, baby. She's still alive.
And how over is Liv Morgan?
All right. There you go. Glad you said that. So I will say this: I've been watching SmackDown, but the last few weeks I've been busy. I haven't been able to concentrate on everything, and I've noticed the progression of Liv. But I didn't really get to see all of her segments. So last night I watched her stuff, and I gotta say, one, she showed a lot of fire in her offense, which I appreciate. I'm like, oh, okay, Liv, I'm watching what you're doing here. And two, yeah, that crowd fucking reacted to Liv. So for those who don't follow WWE and don't know, and you remember Liv Morgan is kind of like this background player, she might be stepping out. I was impressed with her fire, and the crowd seems to be reacting.
She is so much better than Carmella. Carmella's trash.
Dude, I will say that, but Carmella does do all right as a heel in the big match situation. She's done okay.
She does, and she does well with her talk, but just watching her work is just, oh my God.
But I'll tell you one thing I noticed too, and it's so. I'll draw the AEW comparison too, and this isn't in a negative or a positive, but WWE, right? Bianca Belair, she has a star quality about her in her look, her presentation.
Same thing with
performance.
Britt Baker.
Hold on, let me finish.
Oh,
But Britt
sorry.
Baker, it's more. She does have that, but the difference is, and this is actually I'm a bigger fan of Britt. So hear me out, AJ, because I know you're gonna want to cut on me. I feel when I see Belair, I see more of this star like quality thing going on here in terms of her appearance. But with Britt Baker, it's when she starts cutting that fucking promo on the mic, and when she starts the way she's moving around, everything like that. It's like it's a different thing. Like Britt Baker to me is like, oh, okay. When this bitch starts talking, she's fucking money, and she's gonna start drawing people in and everything. With Belair, it's more, and she's a great man. If we ever did interpromotional stuff, that would be a match I think the fucking crowd would eat up and love, and I would just
talk about having that it factor.
Yes.
And Britt Baker has that in spades. You can't put your finger on it. Is she the best worker in the ring? No. Is she a horrible worker in the ring? No. She's improved greatly, but she has something that just connects with everybody. Even that thing she does with her hand with the DMD, exactly, Daniel. The crowd just wants to fucking chant along with it.
And actually, segue to episode coming up this week on the 531, where we talk about heels who got cheered.
She might be one of them.
She's kind of one of them, right? Yeah, she was fucking really over this week on Dynamite, where that crowd really wanted. So who's winning?
And they did a similar thing with her to what they did with The Rock, where they tried to shove her down our throats as a white meat baby face when she first came in, and she wasn't necessarily getting over with the crowd. Then she does this heel turn, and she's freaking just killing it.
Yeah, she really is. And to answer Randy's question, I'm actually going to lean towards Liv Morgan. I thought that she's the one who seemed to be getting behind the big push right now. We'll see, though.
Well, she's also, they still have managed to portray her as the underdog, even though she's getting this push.
Right. Yeah. That's what's kind of unique about it. So
I would not be surprised if she gets it at all.
Yeah. Hats off to the creative team on SmackDown for that. Because
SmackDown's creative team is so much better than Raw. I think we can agree that Raw was almost straight garbage again this week.
Yeah. It was funny.
I did like to see the fire from Lashley, though.
Yeah, the funny thing about Raw is, I barely even watch that show anymore. It's so bad. But I do have to say, at least, hats off to WWE. They got a few people in this Money in the Bank from that side that I wouldn't have expected. So Ricochet, John Hennigan, John Morrison, and, Riddle and McIntyre. Like, you couldn't really ask for a better four on that side. Combining that with the people you're going to have on SmackDown, which I believe are Kevin Owens, Big E, Seth Rollins, and I believe there's one more I'm forgetting, but god damn, that's going to be a hell of a ladder match.
Guys, hold on 1 second.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hey, hon, I'm on the show. I'm on the show right now.
No, you're live.
Call you right back.
We're live, pal.
We're live.
We're live.
We're on the live podcast right now. Can I call you right back?
Put the mic
Baby
up.
Girl.
Love you.
Thanks for coming out. Sam.
Right. All right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Also, in SmackDown brought up Finn Balor, by the way, who also got a huge pop last night.
Dude, Finn Balor. I love that they put the Prince up there, but still call them Finn Balor. That's awesome.
I liked it. I thought he looked great last night. And
he looks sharp as can be. That's
also shout out to Pat McAfee, by the way.
Dude, he does such a great job of getting talent over.
He is so crazy. He gets out of you see him. He gets so excited. He's legit like jumping up and down and fucking Backley. And
I've told Backley not to call me during the show.
And since people are asking questions, Joe want to shut us down. Joe, we got so much fire in the tank, baby.
I know. I didn't realize you were still running on full.
Yeah, baby. We got phone calls coming in from the fans. Randy, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with my heart on this one.
I was no fan of the show.
My brain says it's gonna be Drew McIntyre because they want to paint that scenario where he has it, but Lashley has the belt. He's not supposed to challenge for it, so that makes sense to me in WWE booking. But my heart, Randy, my heart. Oh, my heart, Randy. Can you feel it? I'm talking about Big E, baby. All right, you're not gonna believe this, but we're actually cheering for the same person. Yeah, Big E, Randy. Don't you
I would love to see Big E with that Money in the Bank. Although I got to tell you something. Shout out to, I think, my favorite monster in wrestling right now, Otis. How destructive is Otis right now?
I gotta say, if you're not watching SmackDown, it's interesting. Otis is coming off like fucking Vader here. So he gets interrupted by Cesaro because Alpha Academy, they're being called. Chad Gable and Otis, who's shaved now. He kind of looks like the fucking kid from. He kind of looks like Chris Farley from the Billy Madison Bus Driver. But nonetheless, he's a badass heel though when you see him. And they have a list of people they want to hurt and beat up. And Cesaro comes out. It's like, I noticed I didn't make your list, which that was smart. And they're like, Otis didn't make us because we didn't think about it. And then Otis just comes in and immediately takes a shot at his ribs. Almost a classic Vader-like punch when Vader would beat up the ribs of somebody. Takes him down and just beats him up. And then later on, Otis beats up Cesaro in the ring too. And he looks dominant. He's looking like Vader. And it's a great role for Gable. Obviously, I'd love to see Gable get a bigger push himself, but they're good together. So, and all right, we still got more to
Dude, that could be a great Daniel, keep it going. That could be a great tag team.
Harry Smith last night, too. I mean, he's not on TV yet, but pretty cool. Pretty cool to think that Harry Smith is going to be somewhere, whether it's SmackDown or, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him at NXT UK. Could you imagine Harry Smith versus Walter? I mean,
okay, first of all, I don't think Harry Smith's ever lived in the UK, so shipping him off to fucking England would be horrible.
I think he's been to the UK.
Summer's there.
But
we're all big fans of Harry Smith. It'd be sad. Hopefully WWE will still let him work blood sport.
I'm sure.
We love seeing him there.
That's happening. Can't wait. Get your hopes up, fans.
They'll bring back
hopefully he's just the newest.
Just to have a simulation.
Dude, what if he comes out? What if he comes out when it, to help Gargano, and he's the newest member of the Way?
I can't see that, but
Maybe
I'd love to see him go against Cross. That would be another one where I'd love to see this too. Yeah,
that would be a brawl.
Guys, the questions just keep coming.
Keep coming. All right, Aaliyah. I thought she showed fire. I don't know if the idea was to turn into a baby face, but it looks like
that's what they did.
Yeah, she was huge over beating up Robert Stone. Xia Li, I'm not that impressed with, man. Nothing against her. She seems a little unsafe. She's actually hurt a few people.
That shot that she hit Mercedes
knocked
Martinez,
her cold. Yeah, she knocked her out.
Holy shit! That was not a safe kick at all.
No.
And the reason why they had to rush that count was because she knocked her ass out.
Yeah, they didn't even finish the count. If you remember, actually,
yeah, I know she hit the mat out cold.
Yeah, I've seen knockouts like that before. Yeah, she stiffened up. It was not good. I mean, as a character, whatever. But I'm not pulling for her, and she has to show me more. Unfortunately,
well, I also don't. I appreciate her as an athlete, but I hate that whole fucking triad thing.
The whole gimmick. I don't like this lady that looks like she's in some Poltergeist movie coming out here, dominating people, where she looks like she's a $110 or something, and she's playing like an old lady. I can't figure it out. Get the fuck out of my face with that. That's what she did get a concussion. So I mean,
if you're going to throw a kick like that, you've got to be able to control it. You can't be Rob Van Dam and people.
So actually, speaking of kicks like that, Randy, I like the Diamond Mine. Roger Strong looking great. Stokey Hathaway is their mouthpiece. That's awesome,
dude. I love the whole thing. The Diamond Mine is just straight gold.
And since we got a little more fire in the tank, speaking of kicks, all right, my man Tommy N / Malachi Black. Those fucking kicks he hit on Iron Anderson and Cody Rhodes 2 weeks ago, amazing. The way it should be. They look fucking like they kill you, but nobody got hurt. And on top of that, this week, Cody comes out fire, but he gets a little bit of booze too. There's a mixed reaction. And here comes Malachi Black cutting this kind of weird promo where the crowd's but then he says the thing where Cody's like, why don't you see my fire and get up close? And the crowd's and then just quietly says, and the crowd hears, I was hoping you'd say that. And it's whoa, and it gets dark, and now they're meeting in the ring, and they're brawling.
Dude, he's not staying a heel if he keeps doing this. People are going to want to cheer him.
Let me tell you something. So Selena Vega goes back to WWE. I already forgot the bitch was even there. It was that big a deal. All right. And Andrade and so we're not just putting everything over AEW. I think he's been fine, but nothing blow away. I'm not like, oh my God, Andrade's there. I was,
Dude,
but now
Vicky
I'm like,
Guerrero's not doing what Zelina Vega did for him. That's for
no,
damn
not
sure.
at all. But on the contrast, Malachi Black, Tommy End, boom, looks like a main event player already.
Now here's the funny story about this. From what I understand, they signed Zelina Vega to the WWE first,
Yeah,
and then let go Tommy End.
yeah, very interesting, right? It's funny too, though. But the reports came out they were going to try to re-sign Tommy End because they realized they had built him up, and they didn't realize his contract was only a 30 day.
Yeah, he was under an NXT contract.
So he
still.
actually got a bunch of videos building him up. He even kicked the head off of Big E in the main event, and then now he's in AEW a month later. Like you couldn't have asked. Almost like thanks WWE.
He also had
this was a
very
big fuck up.
badass T-shirt design just before he left that looked like a heavy metal band
Mhm.
that or those fans of his would be drawn in for that. I almost bought one.
And there's a video on YouTube that he had put out where it almost documents the transformation to Malachi Black, where he's in this like insane asylum. And I want to say the guy's name is Josiah Williams. He does a lot of like songs for NXT back in the day. I think he was recently let go, but he's also done music for Sean Spears at AEW. And he loves to add lyrics to songs. Like whatever Ricochet's theme is in WWE, he's added lyrics to it. Talented guy. He's in there. He's the guy that Black goes after. And there's someone. But anyway, it's good stuff. Malachi Black has really set the tone for things.
I got to give credit to Excalibur too. I don't usually give him credit on the on his talk, but when Tommy End is doing all this stuff, he actually comes out and says, "This is not the guy that I have been working against. I have wrestled this man. I have worked with this man. This Malachi Black is not the Tommy End that I know." He did a great job of putting it over.
And to our boy Randy Oscar, Samoa Joe,
oh my God,
and Cross. Yeah, let's talk about it, baby. Let's
keep the topics coming
all night long. So, all right. First off, they've been teasing Samoa Joe and everybody. Samoa Joe and Pete Dunne, Samoa Joe and Cross, and there's someone else I'm forgetting too. But Adam Cole,
baby.
Right. And it's like they've been building up Joe, and we don't know if Joe's cleared, but my God, he better be cleared because how much do I want to see Joe versus Cross after that?
Oh my God,
but
he's built up to work with everybody.
Yeah, the way they've done it though, even the bump Joe had to take, it wasn't an impact bump, so you don't know. Yeah. They've done it so perfectly where I'm like, can Joe wrestle? God, I hope so because I really want to see Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross right now. Joe, what was that last thing back we said? I need to know.
It was just talking about the video in the psych ward.
I was ready to jump on it, baby. Don't
I'm sitting here. I'm like, I don't remember Joe doing a video with the psych ward. Dude, the way that they've built Joe up now, they've built him up as the badass that he's always been without him coming into contact. And I am chopping at the bit for all of those matches. Him versus Pete Dunne. Yeah. If you don't love Pete Dunne, you don't love wrestling.
Yeah, sign me up. I feel like Ric Flair right now. Don't you cut me off. All right, we're just getting started, baby.
Oh my
Tell your wife to call back. We're doing a Broadway.
I would love to see Pete Dunne versus the Diamond Mine. Give me freaking Roddy versus Pete Dunne any day of the week.
Dude, there's so many good matches. I was actually thinking, I really wish that they would lend main roster talent to NXT a little more, just for an occasional dream match to build over a takeover. Could you imagine if we got like Mysterio versus Kushida, or just something like that? I mean, just like throw in a few matches like that.
Well, even to refresh them. How much did it refresh freaking Finn Balor to go down there and work the matches that he worked? And now come back the way he's come back?
How much better did Mandy Rose seem in a different role? How much did she seem like right away? Like, okay, where are we going with this now?
Oh, she looked great because she wasn't wrestling.
She's put in some effort too. Shout out to Mandy Rose. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I like Mandy Rose. Damn right, Bagley. How much you bet?
Dude, everybody likes Mandy Rose. Nobody doesn't want to see Mandy Rose. She's put the work in. I would rather see her than her freaking former tag team partner any day of the week, but she's staying up on the main roster.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But Dana Brooke. Shout out to Dana Brooke. All right, guys. I think maybe we have ran. We went almost 40 minutes now. So, Joe, you
First
want to
of all, anytime you get down to Dana Brooke, you've run through everything.
All right, come on.
All right, I think we
Well, I
should
was just talking about the guy she's dated.
I've seen that guy.
We will talk
Anyway.
to you guys next week about what are we doing? Biggest
Big E.
baby had a big mood.
We can do that.
Wait a minute,
let's talk
biggest. We're not talking about Dave Bautista, are we?
about Dave Bautista.
All right, guys, we will talk to you next week.
We got something. Ow.
Later.
We live.